Hello, how are you? It's me again, Myra, Mishi011, and I'm here today to talk to you about the black experience. The black experience. Something that I usually don't discuss or talk about. But because I've been writing about it lately in my blog, which is called In Search of Utopia, I have decided to just delve into it. I wanted to come to you face to face to tell you my feelings and so that you understand kind of where I'm coming from. I've had a lot of people tell me that they don't want me to talk about this. It makes them uncomfortable. And my response is, well, if you don't want to hear it, don't listen. I won't force you. But I feel like it's my right to speak about my experience and to speak out and to be a voice. And I'm thankful that I can be a voice. So that is exactly what I want to do. I want to go through all of my material out there, and I want to give everybody the lowdown because I know that you are so interested in this topic. I can tell that. And so in one, I'm going to prove that. And two, I'm just going to give the lowdown on the wealth of information that I've compiled on the topic of skin color, actually. Shadeism, not racism, not necessarily discrimination between whites and blacks. It's mostly skin color preference. Whether it's a white person who holds that preference, or an Asian person, or a black person, or a Caribbean person, or whoever holds the skin color preference. It's about skin color preference, or colorism, or shadeism, or whatever you want to call it. Light skin versus dark skin, which is what a lot of people on YouTube call it. So I welcome your feedback. I appreciate your feedback, and let me get started because I know you don't want to be listening to my voice all day long. The black experience. I wanted to give an example and show that no, I don't care who you are. If you are a black person, and I'll just go with black person, that there's no way that you have not ever had an issue with color, whether it was when you were 5, whether it was when you were 10, something came up, something was said, somebody made it known to you that you are black. So that, and it was in a negative connotation. I'm not saying that it's always negative, but it was. I like the example of Barack Obama, who grew up in a white family. His father was Kenyan, but he didn't know his father. His father was African, from the country Kenya, but he met his father once, and his mother was white, and he was raised by his grandmother. And he made the statement that his grandmother used racist words and said harsh things about black people or in other races, and that he himself was black, and that she loved him and sacrificed for him and cherished him, but she didn't appreciate his culture. She didn't appreciate black people, I guess. That would seem like what she was saying. But despite that, he went on to become a community organizer, and he decided to help black people. He married a black woman. He has 2 black children like himself, who they would be 1/4 black, so about 25%. 25% white or of European descent. His children would be, which is considered black. If you're 1/8, I think you're still considered black. As well as him, he's 1/2 European descent. He's still considered black. Moving right along, Clarence Thomas is someone I think who's on the end of the spectrum. He said he was raised, when he was coming up, he was smart. He was a nerd. He got beat up because he was smart. The black kids told him that he thought he was white, and that so he was accepted more by white people. And he has tended to be anti-black. He says, oh, I'm gonna, whatever they believe in, I don't believe in it, because, and he will tell you, they were mean to me when I was a child. They were ignorant. And I do agree with the fact that the whole thing of beating him up, and when he was, a little boy, and all that, saying you're acting white. And he said, well, I'm going to be white for the rest of my life. You know, I think that's what he literally said to himself, that the black people don't appreciate me. I don't appreciate them. And I'm not saying that he's racist or that he hates himself, but a lot of black people believe that about him, because he hasn't really been a person who said, I love my people and I am one with my people, my black people, they're black, I'm black, I am them, they are me, like Barack Obama is. But Barack Obama he claims all people that way, but he most definitely claims his blackness, that, you know, I'm a black man, you know, and embracing that African, that where he comes from. So moving right along, my blog is called In Search of Utopia. The article that, my most popular article, that's gotten like 1,500 views compared to 1,500 views in 1 month compared to 500 in 2 years, on this one skin color topic. Skin color and natural hair. It's skin color and hair texture. And basically I created this in May, I think it was May or April. Then there's a list of, there's just a list of videos. It's not me talking, but there's a list of videos, and I will go over them very quickly. I'll give myself 1 minute. Okay, I have 1 minute to give you the lowdown on this blog. The first thing I did was I created picture collages. I wanted to place people into categories, black people based on the color of their skin. So instead of black person saying, oh well, I'm not light, I'm dark, or I'm not dark, I'm light, light, dark, caramel, whatever, I gave 3 categories. Mocha, which is light, or some nicknames are high yellow, yellow bone, red bone. Then there's medium, which is caramel. Then there's dark, which is chocolate, which Naomi Campbell, Lauryn Hill. I put the chocolate, pictures of chocolate on the page. I put a brown paper bag, and then I put the women. The brown paper bag is a symbol for the past, where especially women were told that if they were not lighter than a brown paper bag, that they were not accepted. Because my article tends to focus on women. It also tends to focus on women in the music industry, in the hip-hop entertainment world, you know, more like stuff you would see on BET versus you know, it is a focus on the world at large. It focuses on media representation. My article is about media representation. I want you to be able to watch your favorite TV shows on TV and put these women as categories and say mocha, caramel, chocolate. In between, if you're in between caramel and mocha, or you're in between caramel and chocolate. If you're darker than caramel, you're dark. If you're lighter than caramel, you're light. If you're caramel, you're right in between. I will admit that there are about 4 categories, and the one that's in between caramel and chocolate is cinnamon, which is more kind of reddish, or I wanted to say mahogany. But I find that a lot of times black people don't even know what category they're in. You know, sometimes a caramel complected person will say I'm dark skinned, or they will say I'm light skinned. I mean, who knows? But I have read that black people come in 32 different shades. But for the purpose of that article, I made those collages with the brown paper bag in the middle, just for historical perspective. You know, historically, if you weren't light as that brown paper bag, then you were too dark. And I want you to watch TV. I want you to look at cable. I want you to watch BT. I want you to watch music videos, and I want you to count in your mind those ladies that are lighter than that brown paper bag, the ladies that are darker than that brown paper bag, and the ladies that are darker than, and the caramel is darker than the brown paper bag, and the chocolate is most definitely darker than the brown paper bag. So that's all I did with that video. And then I did that with the article. And then I posted a couple of videos that you can watch. Complexion Obsession has with a girl in the music industry, Joy Daly, who I think she used to be a video model, and she goes around interviewing like Paul Wall, Rick Ross, just famous, just a lot of famous people, video vixens, what they call them, video models, asking them what's the deal with this light-skinned preference that's being shown in all these music videos and on TV. And it's a 4-part, it's on YouTube, it's broken up into 4 different videos, but I have part 1 attached to my skin color, hair texture blog article. The next video on there is Chris Rock's Good Hair, where he interviews women and men, goes all across the country talking about the state black people's natural hair, and how historically growing up we always said good hair for people who had curly hair or straight hair, who were mixed, rather than people who had naturally nappy hair. We always considered that African part of us to be bad, and we wanted to change it and to be more white. And it doesn't talk as much about history as it does about the present day hair industry, where they're selling Indian hair. And overall, that whole documentary was really good. But from my blog, you can watch the trailer. If you go to the skin color article, you will be able to watch the trailer. The next video is from a girl who talks about dating a man who told her, "You just made it." And I would say that she's cinnamon. She's not quite. She's in between caramel and chocolate, and she has natural nappy hair. And the guy told her, "You just made it." And then after he got out of the relationship with her, he married a very light-skinned woman and had a baby that was darker than this girl. He had a baby girl who was darker than him, who was darker than this girl, and who was even dark as him. And so she's laughing, like, see what you get now. What are you gonna do when your daughter comes home and tells you that some black man told her she just made it? Well, he probably wouldn't be saying she just made it. He'd probably be saying you too dark, because remember, this woman is cinnamon and this man was chocolate or dark chocolate, and he only wanted to date a woman who was lighter than this woman who was cinnamon, and he was telling her, "You barely made it. You're almost too dark for me." So a lot of people like that, especially the older people. They like it. The next one is Joy Daly, and she talks about one of Wale's videos called Pretty Girls, and I commented on this, and I figured out that it's marketing, that the lighter skin is more marketable, because when people see a lighter skinned woman, they don't know what race she is. That's what they don't know what race she is, and so she's able to expand the market. But when they see someone who looks like me, they think, oh, this product is for black people. That I sell black products. And that's interesting, that the black face sells black products. I don't think the people look at it like that. This is a great example. Okay, say for example, you go to a children's bookstore and you see a book filled with black faces like mine. Would you think that book was for black people? That's what most people think. Oh, they pick it up. Oh, this is a book for black people, just because the person on the cover is like me. If you go to a bookstore, children's bookstore, you pick up a children's book with a white child on the front, you would say, okay. And most black people would just put it in their cart. And that is kind of what the thing is with music videos. When you're selling music to different countries, you're selling music all over the world, when your major market is not your race, then you compensate. I think part of it is compensating in marketing, and another part is that they have a preference for lighter skinned women, and this has been the same throughout time. So I added this playlist that has 35 videos, and the playlist includes all the videos on this page plus more. And I wanted to talk quickly about this. I know that I'm running out of time. But the playlist is mostly video documentaries which address the issues of colorism, shadeism within and outside of the black community. I wanted to talk about Carrie Hilson's Pretty Girl Rock. The reason why I love this video, and this was not her intention when she made the video. Carrie Hilson is very, very light skinned, mocha complected, and she did Pretty Girl, I'm so pretty, you know, that kind of video, your Pretty Girl Rock, and you know, and then but she wanted to showcase black women in the media from the beginning of time, so since the beginning of TV. And the funny thing was that she's light. If she had been me, my color, she couldn't have done it, because they didn't have anyone my color playing the pretty role. They didn't consider us to be pretty in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. Then I say they, I mean major media, I mean America, whoever. But you know, as it gets towards the end, when you start adding darker skinned women, like when she starts portraying TLC, she can have the dark one, which the dark one TLC was chilling. Oops. Okay. And then so that one, NDRE, the I Am Not My Hair one, I want to see the dark skinned girl singing I'm So Pretty, and the light skinned one saying I'm more than just my skin. So that's why I included those two videos. I wanted you to look at that, and I really want you to think about, you got the dark skin with nappy hair saying I'm not my hair, I'm not this skin, I'm the soul that lives within. You know, they say, well, that's what ugly girls say. I want, no, I'm just being me, but I want to see the light skinned girl say I'm not my hair, I'm not my skin, I'm the soul that lives within. And then I want to hear the dark skinned girl say I'm so pretty, doing Pretty Girl Rock, you know, and make money off of it, and have mainstream media markets buy that. Not literally buy it, not spend money on it, but believe it. So then I have those poems, Why Did You Make Me Black, Lord? And then God's Reply, and just things like that. And I thought about teaching, you know, another article is my cultural diversity article, and one of my lifelong dreams is to do a cultural diversity curriculum, and to just have every child be exposed to it, every child in America. I can't say all over the world, but definitely every American child. Like, it'll be something that they institute in the public schools from pre-K to 6th grade, and so I wrote an article about that. And now to the playlist. I realized I have about 2 more minutes before I lose my audience. The first one is it's 35 videos. The first one is my skin color and hair texture video, which is only 1 minute, and it's just the collages, and it's pretty straightforward. Categories, just remember categories. Okay. The next is a dark girls documentary, which is very sad. The women are very, very dark, and in this trailer for the movie, which hasn't come out yet, and it was more about their experiences, like that men only wanted to use them for sex, that the men didn't want to be seen with them. They even had a man on there saying that he didn't want to be seen with them, seen with a dark skinned girl. And there's just things that their mother has said, and things that their sister has said, and things their friends have said. The friend said, I didn't want a dark skinned baby, and the woman said, if I had a daughter, I want her to be dark. And it was straightforward. I mean, Joy Daly was beating around the bush. You know, she was, compared to this one is like boom, 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 hard hitting. The next one is shadeism, and shadeism is with a girl of South Asian descent, which is the hair that all us black people are buying. And my first reaction to shadeism, part 1 and part 2, shadeism was, okay, you're lighter than most black people. But then I thought about it, and I thought about music videos, and I said, well, I guess I haven't seen anyone as dark as you in a music video. But I've seen people with your hair, but I haven't seen people as dark as you. And so they talk about their issues with darkness. And another thing, after I watched Shadism, I googled colorism on Wikipedia, and I saw that the skin lightening industry, because they talk about this in Shadism, they show commercials from Bollywood, which is India's Hollywood, and commercials where they're advertising you need to be white, basically. Like, dark is not good, white is good. White is good. You get the white man when you lighten your skin. They even show a woman who has lighter skin. And so this is not even in our country. This is an issue that people have all over the world. And that's when I saw that. And these Shadism was actually filmed in Canada. So, and then one of the girls has a non-profit organization, so it's uplifting. Another thing, okay, so then the next two, video number 5 and number 6, are responses to Dark Girls. One is by media called Old Chat, and then another one is by a white man who G Freak J. Okay, I don't know, but I watched it. I like what he had to say, and he was very empathetic. And then Complexion Obsession that's on here. That's already on the page. A Girl Like Me is a video that I came across, and I added it here. It's video number 8, and it's with young girls, teenagers, talking about the whole issue. And I like it when one girl said, you know, I feel like our history is lost. Like, I can't trace my African roots to any particular country. And that's what A Girl Like Me said. It was about straightening their hair, perming their hair, stereotypes. Who am I? How am I finding this? These are all things that I'm talking about. This is why we need to wake up. We need to do better on educating these children about who they are. You know, going past slavery. You know, I mean beyond slavery. That's what I mean. The Blue Vein Society was really good. I had heard about this. It was where it was a kind of like a clique or a caste, or where they only married people who were light enough so that you could see their blue veins. Forget about the paper bag. It was blue veins. But this documentary is just called that. It's not necessarily about that completely. It's about many different things, but I like it. There's a woman in here who looks white and she's black, and she says, I'm black. And I tried to get into the Black Screen Actors Guild, and they told me I was white, and they wouldn't let me in because I swear this lady does not look black. Okay, there's Complexion Obsession 1, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then there's Joy Daily about Wale's video Pretty Girls, where he didn't have any, you know, same old story. He had all these white, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, no dark skinned girls, maybe 5 black girls. There was one that went to a HBCU, which is Howard University, and asked about light skin, dark skin issues, and you can see it on the campus, even in educated people. Some of these videos I haven't seen. This topic is so overwhelming that I'm gonna go back and make sure that I watch every single video, and then I'll be putting them in an order based on the ones I like, and so I might be removing some. I just kind of went through YouTube and I said, oh, this looks like a documentary. It looks, then I'll add it. If it's just somebody talking, then I didn't want to really put those because I know I get tired of listening. But if it's a documentary, then I'll add it. So there were several documentaries, so many. Then I went back and I put those videos that are also on the blog, and also what else am I missing? The video vixen. A lot of people may not understand why I put the video vixen. The video vixens were because to showcase these are the women that are in videos. Most of them are light, and they do talk about the color issues between them. And they also talk. I also wanted to showcase how they're treated, and which has nothing to do with, I guess, their skin color. It doesn't matter, but just, you know, just watching it, you will see what I mean. You will notice that. The color, you will notice the color thing. I want people to notice the subtle. So that's about it. I talked on everything. I think, the Waka Flocka Flame, no hands, it has more African American women, more black women, more dark skinned women than average. So I liked it for the multicoloredness, but then the song is about women who work in the sex industry. So it's really that negative stereotype again. Then while they turned right around, or maybe before, did Pretty Girls and had all these light-skinned girls, and he was saying, you know, they smell good in the air and all this, but when you talk about women doing things in the sex industry, then you feel okay to use that dark-skinned girl. We have to do better. You know, that goes without saying that we have to do better, and I don't care what excuses they give. And no, I'm not going to change the radio station because I like hip-hop music. I like the way it sounds. It's catchy. I'm like millions of other people all over the world, and I don't want to listen to music in the 60s just to get away from this ignorance. And these men disrespecting these women, these black men disrespecting these black women, and disrespecting themselves. So that was it in a nutshell. I hope you understand that just because I put all this information out doesn't mean I hate myself, doesn't mean that I don't think I'm beautiful. And I know people don't like to talk about this, and if you don't want to talk about it, if you don't want to know it, please don't watch it. But I am thankful that I could have this voice to say what I need to say. So thanks for watching.